Dua Lipa's Club Future Nostalgia DJ remix album, which we've been, kind of talking about and saying we were looking forward to some big names attached to this. But it really going in, I was expecting more like what we got with the Charlie XCX, or was it the 100 Gex album? The 100
The
Gex
Gex,
album, I'm
yeah.
sorry, where
Yeah.
Charlie
The Tree
XCX
of
was featured on.
Clues.
Yes. With the 100 Gex album, where it was kind of like the songs sounded very similar, but they were kind of just like adding like the flair of whatever artist was kind of doing the remix or jumping on.
Yeah.
This was like start to finish, like you were just getting on the dance floor of a club for an hour and it running straight through real remixes from different DJs, although helmed mostly by the Blessed Madonna, who was doing most of it, most of the remixing. I mean, it definitely wasn't what I expected. How were you feeling going in and after listening to it?
Yeah, I didn't really know too much of what to expect either. Hearing that Levitating remix single featuring the other Madonna, the more famous Madonna, as well as Missy Elliott, perhaps maybe changed expectations for people that heard it, because you expect it to be more like all A-list features and guest spots and stuff, more like a traditional remix album or soundtrack or something. But what stood out to me about this is it's actual remixing. I think remixing is a word that most people these days don't even actually remember what it's supposed to mean, where you actually remix and master the song because you've changed it. You didn't just add a new verse when you didn't actually do anything else the rest of the mix, right? And this is a really refreshing way to, I think, present your previous release work back in a, I think, justified way, because nowadays what's really, really monotonous and tiresome is about a week or two after the album comes out, you get the deluxe edition, which is just all the leftovers. It's a way to just get more streams, keep your chart position. Little Baby use this to stay number one for several more weeks, and sometimes, there's a highlight from those cuts, like We Paid in Little Baby's case, but usually they're songs that are cut for a reason. Yeah, the Baby Deluxe, take my word, you can pass on it. But in this case, like Gex, it's justified because it's actual new music, and that's really cool. And you going in like this the Blessed Madonna, this American like techno DJ, she's kind of like the EP on this. Yet there's a whole lot of other DJs and producers that are doing their own spins on songs from Future Nostalgia, and that was also unexpected to me. I didn't expect all these other people to be on this, and I think also, like traditional remix albums, usually you're still going to like the original song more than these. But this one, because this album has such slick transitions where you're literally going from track to track, and it sounds so genuine, and like the way that the pitch we're pitched up and we're pitched down and everything just seems so seamless. And it really does feel like you're at a club set from a DJ.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. Dua Lipa, she's European. Eurodance, Euro club scene is a huge thing. Not nearly as big a deal in the US, but it's a major part of going to see live music in Europe. And I think this definitely nails that vibe. That's really cool. So, and there's still some cool twists on some of those new classic songs from Dua. So I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah, no, definitely very fun. I was telling you before we got on that I wish I had listened to this on my run this morning. I chose to listen to a different album that we're not talking about, but it was a lot sleepier. This would have definitely gotten you going. And like you said, it transitions so well. Sometimes the songs just kind of like blend together.
Yeah.
But if you just kind of lose yourself within them, and by like the fifth track or sixth track, you're like, oh shit, I've gone through like 6 songs, but it felt like only 2 or 3, like the way it kind of flows. It's really cool
to me.
It's so good on this album. You mentioned the Levitating remix with Madonna and Missy Elliott. Any other tracks that you really liked the remix or thought stood out?
Yeah. I really like the Pretty Please remix by Masters at Work. Notably on this album, there are songs that have been remixed multiple times. Sometimes they're short, it's not the full version of the song, but that one really stood out to me. Just the way it was upbeat. And I think what was kind of cool about this album is there's a bunch of moments where like Dua's vocals are changed from the original song, like Levitating. it's a slower delivery than the original song, and like some of those choices kind of stood out to me in
Mhm.
a cool way. So yeah, the Pretty Please by Matches at Work, that was probably my favorite one. Uh, Break My Heart,
Yes.
the this I believe the second one.
Yep.
At the end, you have like the violins coming in doing the da 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 from the original beat. And I was like, oh wow, that's a really cool touch, you know.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like moments like that, and I think on Hallucinate that probably stands out for the Hollaback Girl
Yeah. Oh
uh,
yeah.
sample. There's that drop, which notably hits way harder than an actual new Gwen Stefani feature later in the track list on the Mark Ronson Physical remix. So
Yeah.
kind of interesting there. But
No,
yeah, Break My Heart and Pretty Please probably my favorites.
I mean, I think you hit the ones that I would have picked, but even the first track, Future Nostalgia, I just think it
Mm-hmm.
comes in so hot, and really sets the tone, and then it glides into the cool, the Jada G remix, and it's the Future Nostalgia is only like it's under 3 minutes in this remix, and the way it flows in, it just really gets the album moving and churning so quickly. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I agree. The second Break My Heart was probably the one that stood out most to me. I think it was the
Moody Man remix.
yeah, the Moody Man remix. There we go. Yeah, definitely interesting. Always a pleasure to listen to more Dua. And yeah, maybe we'll see some more of this from some of these pop artists. Also, shout out to Madonna and Missy who are like just gonna jump onto a Dua track because we know we need that at this point. And I mean, I guess that's kind of a shot at them, but just that their star has kind of fallen off, and they're like, let's work with this younger artist, or at least like
Sure.
attach ourselves. So I
You
don't
can draw
blame them
artistic comparisons between Madonna and
for
Dua,
sure.
especially off this second album. So that's a kind of a cool passing of the torch, I guess, even though the torch was technically long since passed, as you're saying. Um, yeah, I also shout out Dua Lipa's spot on Jimmy Kimmel like a month ago. She was actually really good on that.
Mm-hmm.
So any Dua is good with me.
Absolutely.